Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently working on our lander on Minmus. So we need to land on the Minmus Flats. Noted. Let's hop into the VAB here. We definitely need to have Valentina be in this. So let's open on up what we designed previously, which was the combined Minmus lander. This version actually has one more part than this one does. Okay, let's open the auto-saved variant. This is not the correct variant. Let's open up the regular variant, because this is the one that has the problem with the fuel flow. Yeah, this is the correct variant. Okay, excellent. So we're able to lift this thing surprisingly well through the atmosphere. I kind of wanted to have this guy be mounted not in this direction, but more specifically have this section of it be mounted like this, so vertically rather than horizontally. We could think about dropping this down and putting in a robotics hinge here. So putting in one additional alligator hinge, rotated like so, in theory. How can I attach this here? Get in there. There we go. Cool. Kind of like this. No. I don't think it's necessary. We're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to do this as is. We know that this works. I'm not going to mess with it. So we're not going to have Jeb. We have to have Valentina so that we don't get sued. I want to make sure that we have everything that we need. So as far as the lander goes, must land on Minmus, easy enough, have an antenna, and get at least over 100 science, plant a flag, have Valentina on board. Technically, Valentina's mint ice cream contract doesn't state that we need to have Valentina on board, but we're going to bring Valentina. Cool. So as far as the rover goes, it must have a light scanning arm, which it does. It must have 3 other science units, 1, 2, 3. Must be able to run forever using power from solar panels, and solar panel, plural. And otherwise, that seems to be good. 100% more science if 2 biome data is transmitted. That should be easy enough on Minmus. So we're just going to land this thing on the Minmus Flats. I think we're ready to go right now. Do we want to bring Bob over Luke? Yeah, actually, Bob needs more XP, so that looks good. I think we launch this as is. Is there anything else we need? We've got battery banks here. We've got these solar panels. I'm actually going to replace these solar panels. These solar panels are, we know that they can have problems, right? We now have access to extendable photovoltaic panels. So we're just going to put on a pair of these guys. They're retractable. We will be returning them. So we'll power it off of that instead for the actual lander. Now, this arm, we're probably going to detach the arm and leave that on Minmus and not return with it, for the record. So that seems reasonably fine there. I think we're ready to launch this now. We know that it goes through the atmosphere okay, in theory. We did test that, right? I'm pretty sure we tested that. We know that this goes through the atmosphere and just fine in theory. We know that once we're in space, it's completely okay. We know that we can land on Minmus. The only question is, do we have enough fuel to do the actual landing with only 3 here? And we have so much overkill with 4. I'm pretty sure that we have enough. Like, overkill with 4, when we had less here, and we're landing on Moon instead of Minmus, it should be fine. Let's double check our staging before we go. We've got our SRBs. We've got our main booster. We have our fuel flow going in from here. And I did see a comment saying that these do not get used. That is incorrect. They actually do get used. This fuel flow pulls it into the center core here, and these get burned out first. So these get emptied before anything else, and I'll just keep this pinned open to prove it. We've got our detachment of our SRBs, and then our detachment of our center core, the firing of our maneuvering stage, and then we've got detachment of that, the firing of our landing stage. And then we've got some awkwardness with our parachutes going on here. Okay, these are regular chutes. Where are our drogue chutes in this? They're here? Yeah, those are our drogues. Okay, so drogues go here. Regular chutes go here. And the question is, what are these decouples? That is ditching this section here. Noted. Yeah, those would detach there. That section. And then, what is this decoupler here? Oh, that's the decoupler for this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll manually stage that. I'm just going to move these up to be here, about like this, and that looks correct. SAS on, throttle up. We'll keep this pinned open just to prove that these fuel tanks get emptied first, and off we go. Look at that. They're already almost empty. Beautiful, and they're gone. I like it. So these are currently just cheap nose cones at this point. Cool. Oh, we actually don't need to be in this maneuver node. Fantastic. We can use this apoapsis height. So we're going to get some horizontal speed here. We are targeting 100 kilometers for this orbit. And this thing does like to pull upward. There's no doubt about that. We've picked up a small oscillation here. I'm just going to lock us into prograde at this time due to the oscillation. And we do want to punch up through this atmosphere. Whoa. That's exciting. We'll see if it's fine. We have repair kits. We want to punch up through the atmosphere as quickly as possible. We are definitely getting pulled down to the side. We don't need to be in a purely equatorial orbit, to be clear. So I think this is broadly okay. This is definitely a little spooky here that that's getting pulled down by the aero pressures. SRBs are going to be detaching in about 6 seconds. We're now flying high, and this is actually recovering now that it's getting less aero force on it, so that's good. And SRBs are out of here. Cool. At this point, I'm going to go into stability assist, and we're going to head all the way over to the horizon. And we're going to try to correct our heading a wee bit here. We've got some rotational issues. It did not want to sit here. But there we go. Got it under control. Beautiful. We'll sit here for now. We're correcting some of this inclination issue. And we're just going to sit here until we reach our coast phase once our apoapsis height is 100 kilometers. Cool. We're getting a lot of good horizontal speed out of this. I like it. In fact, our horizontal speed is quite good here. And 100 kilometers now. I'm going to go a little further due to atmospheric drag. We'll call that good. Okay, so did we lose any of our wheels? I don't think so. Beautiful. Our wheels look good. At this point, I'm going to lock to prograde, and we are going to come over here at the apoapsis. We will circularize. Something along the lines of... this is good enough. Yeah, definitely good enough there. We're going to head on over here. We should definitely extend our solar panels. These ones. I'm not extending these solar panels at this time. And we're going to get in position for this burn. We still have 300 meters per second in this tank, so we get... what is that, about a third of this burn out of that? That's not bad. So we're going to have a lot of spare Delta V. I like it. That's great. Okay. Warping forward a little bit here. 20 seconds. 10. And 2, 1, mark. Cool. Now, I'm actually going to be pointing up this direction to, well, our inclination doesn't matter. We're going to Minmus. We're going to have to change our inclination anyway, as long as it's not too far off, right? So this is not going to create space junk. That will crash back to Kerbin. I like it. And we'll just burn here now. We do need about that 400 meters per second to reach orbital velocity, which is fully expected. Apoapsis is being reached now. We're now starting to go back down, but that's okay. Beautiful. Just continuing to target this horizon point here. Cool. And we can see that periapsis height coming on up. It's still negative right now, but that'll be changed soon enough. I was definitely a little bit suspicious of this cylinder stretching out the way it did, but it's all good. Cool. So we're continuing to burn at the horizon here. Our periapsis height is on the way up. And we don't really care too much about the exact position of it. I'm just looking for this horizontal speed right now. We're in orbit now, but it's not a stable orbit just yet. Okay, that's good enough. It's not exactly a even orbit, but it's good enough. So we're targeting Minmus from here, and we'll set that as our target. So we're going to be coming up on this ascending node first, I think. So we'll come on over here, and we will just match planes here with Minmus. About like so. Beautiful. That is going to be, is that normal or anti-normal? Anti-normal. That was anti-normal. Okay. So we're going to warp around over to there. Ooh, that thing likes to wiggle a bit when we are in physics warp. That is definitely noted. Probably due to the weight of this, is my guess. I'm going to turn the brakes on, by the way, just so that this is not spinning constantly. Beautiful. Okay, so we're warping on over. And we'll have a little bit of extra time warp here, of course. 40 seconds, 30, 20, 10, and 2, 1, mark. So this is going to be a 30-second burn for our inclination change. That's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. And then we'll do our intercept burn. Now this I actually do want to hit the maneuver node on because we know that the maneuver node is 0.0. So we will target that for now. 3, 2, 1. Good enough. Beautiful. So now we're going to be heading out sometime around here-ish. This is probably too far, isn't it? Actually, that's about perfect. Wow. I can't believe I nailed that. That's really nice. So I'm going to pin open our Minmus periapsis here. I want to grab our maneuver node here, if I can. There we go. And I want to change the timing on it. Sometime around there. Ooh, that's a nice encounter. 15 kilometers? I love it. So that's what we're going to target here. We do still have 1,800 meters per second in this, so we can do all of our maneuvers on that. And this is kind of freaking out a little bit, but that's to be expected. Okay, I was hitting the wrong button. I was trying to time warp there, and I was hitting M instead of time warp, and it didn't go well, as you might imagine. So we're going to position here, and we're going to head on over. Perfect. So we're in position now for our flight, for our burn here. It's going to be about a 2-minute burn. This is a pretty low thrust to weight, although it's higher than, well, potentially not. This might be about the same amount of weight as one of those tanks, now that I think about it. I'm not sure what the actual weight of this is, but it might be broadly similar. But we can definitely see we've got a lot of delta V left here, right? No doubt about that. So we'll position for this burn and warp in a little bit closer. 30 seconds, 20, 10, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. And off we go to Minmus. Fantastic. So this is a fairly lengthy burn. I'm going to quick save and try to physics warp it. If we have a physics kraken, we'll revert that, but I don't think we will. I think it'll be okay. Ooh, that's sensitive. Okay. That's very sensitive. I'm coming out of physics warp and reorienting here. Okay. That is not great. But it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. Okay, coming out of physics warp here, we've got about 9 seconds left in this burn. Instead of being a 2-minute burn, that wasn't all that bad. 3, 2, 1, and Little bit more here. How are we doing? We are not close enough. Okay. So we need to get a little bit closer here. We've got this bug going on. I'm going to warp to try to freeze that a bit, but yeah, it's not ideal. I'm going to thrust limit us at this point down to 1% thrust. And then we're just going to creep this on in a little bit. I'm going to park it at about... actually, this is looking okay. It's kind of stopped its nonsense. So we're going to park it about here, 14 kilometers up. And then we're going to do a circularization burn here. We're going to look to land on flats, of course. We're coming in at a slightly wonky angle, and we're probably going to have to adjust that, but that's okay. No major concerns there. By the time we get there, maybe a different part of the of Minmus will be visible. That would be nice. For now, let's position for this burn. Is this basically just a retrograde burn? Oh, and I don't want to be thrust limited for that burn. There we go. That'll be a 17-second burn. And we can definitely see this is still changing. It shouldn't be, but no, there's a bit of a bug there. Like leaky thrust or something. I don't know. We're going to warp on over and see how this goes. It's actually going to be 18 kilometers. That's close enough. At least it didn't become something ridiculous. We've seen that happen for sure. So I'm going to cancel this time warp for now. And we're going to redo this maneuver. Okay, something like that. Okay, it disappeared, but it came back. All good. Fantastic. We can do a mystery goo observation here and a materials study. Both of those we would be delighted to do. Now, we've not used this mystery goo container. So for now, we're going to collect both of those. We'll reset those after this burn, which is going to be in about 40 seconds. Let's prepare for that. In space near the Midlands, we don't need to be stopping time warp at this moment. We should have most of these biomes at least. So there we go. We'll just commence this burn here. And I do want it to be a pure retrograde burn, right? We're just looking to circularize this. Entering orbit now. There we go. And circularization is happening. Oh, that's very awkward. Okay, let's switch it around to pro... Well, this is actually non-terrible. Now, let's switch it around to prograde here. Actually, radial out. Get back to radial out. Because we're going to need to twist this orbit a little bit if we want to circularize it up. I just want to raise this orbit a small bit. That'll do. Okay. So with that happening, we want to land in A flats. This one over here. We could do that. We could definitely do that. We've got enough delta V that we could actually land on this, but we're not going to. We're going to ditch it, but we'll burn quite a lot of fuel out of it. I do think around here, we should probably change our inclination to be something a bit more like this. That seems okay. So that is anti-normal. We'll head on over towards that. Cool. And let's warp on over. Excellent. Actually, go ahead and stop time warp. There were a couple of biomes there that we didn't have something for. That slopes. Midlands. Slopes. Midlands. Lowlands. I did see one. Okay, I'm not seeing it now. I want to be in orbital anti-normal. There we go. Let's warp on over for the time being. Slopes. Lowlands. None of those are particularly relevant. We've got about 10 minutes here until our inclination change. Yeah, that still slopes. Okay, let's just go ahead and warp this. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Cool. So I'm actually going to burn it now. That's good enough. And I think we're going to warp over to about here or so. We're going to be in surface retrograde, of course. And we're going to look to land on these flats. I don't really care where on the flats we land, as long as it's on the flats, so that'll be fine. We're going to kill our horizontal speed once we are over the flats, so we're just going to be on stability assist, basically right on the horizon here. Right on the retrograde marker towards the horizon, like that. Okay, so now we're going to warp until we are officially over the flats. But we want to land kind of close to the edge of the flats, since we do have that section in our contract specifically about getting science from 2 different biomes. So we'll just come on down right about here, killing our horizontal speed. We're at about 30 meters per second, 20, 10, and that's very close to 0 meters per second. Let's head over to retrograde here. Are we going up? Okay, we're going up right now. That's fine. We'll extend our landing legs. Now we're starting to go back down. Beautiful. Apparently we're confused about retrograde. Go to retrograde, please. Thank you. So we can see this is going to be about a 10-second burn. And it's about 4 minutes away. Okay. Well, let's just warp on down for now. And we're going to need to ditch this tank fairly soon. I just want to do 1 burn with it. So 2 minutes at this point. I'm going to physics warp here, so it's about 30 seconds before this goes to 0. And yeah, I want to land right at the edge of the flats here. So that'll be good. About 50 seconds to go. 40. 30. 20. 10-ish. I'm going to commence this burn a little early here. About now. And we're just killing our surface speed here. There we go. Now I'm going to ditch that. We're going to lose some of the fuel, yes, and we should extend this antenna. I have no idea if we have a connection right now. Actually, we do. Cool. And we're going to physics warp this on down. About 10 seconds to our landing burn. 3, 2, 1, mark. I initiated this very slightly early, but that should be fine. Ooh, that was actually quite solid. We overshot it a bit. We're going up right now. I'm trying to kill our horizontal speed a bit. Okay. Just go retrograde. Cool. This'll do. Okay. Well, that was vaguely exciting. So now, of course, we need to deploy this guy. That's absolutely fine. We're going to first deploy it out like this, which doesn't initially seem like it makes sense, but it does. And then, realistically, I don't know if we needed this, but it's fine. We're going to extend this guy on out. Then, of course, we target a 90-degree angle here. And then we extend this guy straight on down. Looks like our wheels are all intact, so we don't need to do any repairs there. We should extend this antenna. I'm going to extend this solar panel for now. And these solar panels, if we're too overzealous with like turning and such, they might be slightly problematic. We'll see. This solar panel I'm not going to extend until we clear the area. I'm going to turn SAS off. I'm just checking here. Looks like our steering is currently inverted. So I'm going to switch all of these. Luckily, they're all facing the same direction. So we're going to invert all of those, and I'm going to turn off the brakes. Now we're going to check our spin direction. SAS is off. Why is the reaction wheel doing things? SAS only. That's much better. Okay. So spin is currently off. Brakes are on. That would do it. So these are inverted, so we need to invert the motor direction here. Cool. As far as these ones on this side go, there we go. We can see them. I believe they just need to be inverted as well. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now we detach this. Beautiful. It survived the detaching. I like it. And now we are going to switch over here. Oh, these got weird. Noted. Switch these over to normal steering direction. Oh, that's really weird. I'm going to turn off the steering on these back wheels. That's better. Cool. So extend these solar panels. Wonderful. And we must be stationary to scan a surface feature, but we don't have a surface feature to scan right now. So we'll need to find a surface feature eventually. I'm sure there's one around. Looks like perhaps out over here. That's a little ways away for sure, but we can get quite a lot of speed going here if we wanted to. We probably shouldn't. I like how we're hovering, by the way. I'm not sure we actually are. I think it might just be the shadows. Like the shadow bias making it look like we're hovering. I think that's what's happening here. Cool. So our rover is off doing stuff. Technically... Okay, we need to transmit some data here. So I'm going to grab a temperature scan here. We're going to transmit this. So that gives us data from one biome, right? So we're heading on over this direction. I'm going to accelerate us up a bit more. This thing's actually really stable. Wow. So we're moving along at about 5 meters per second here. And this is going to complete our rover mission here. So we get 123,030 rep and 100 science if we come out here to another biome. I hope we have the hill climb to get up there, but we don't need to get very far up. All we need to do is transmit a science from another biome. So this seems fine. How far have we gone? About halfway. Okay, I'm going to quick save. Oh, yeah, we can't quick save while moving over the surface. I'm just going to... We could accelerate more, but it's going to start getting riskier. I mean, our wheel stress is very low here right now. But if we were to turn on our brakes, potentially problems could ensue. Potentially. We're going at 7 meters per second right now. 7.5. We could accelerate further. But honestly, I think we're doing fine. Oh, these probably should have been moved in, but it's okay. I want to turn us over this way. We do have a bit of a drift here. We definitely don't want our solar panels to impact the ground. Cool. Oh, hello. I do believe that that is a surface anomaly. I'm currently... Ooh, so much for that solar panel. This was what I was afraid of. Okay. Are we fine? We might be fine. I was trying to come over here. Remember, we can always come over here and repair this. We have repair kits. Whoa! Okay. I don't know what happened there. I think our wheels were still going. Okay, that was pretty exciting. I was trying to come over here and grab this. That was the danger, of course. Are we going to break that antenna? No. Does this have a control wheel? The answer is no, it does not. So we're going to have to come over here and repair this. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. We can definitely do that. I wanted to come over here and scan this guy. That's something that we're going to have to do next episode. I just got a little bit impatient. And actually, I wasn't turning over here. I was just decelerating to try to turn at a lower speed. But Minmus has really, really, really low gravity. So this isn't shocking. So we'll have Bill EVA here, and Bill is going to grab... He's going to need like 2 EVA kits. I'm going to leave behind the parachute, and we're going to grab all 4 of these, and we'll let go. And Bill's going to head on over here. Beautiful. So this is not a problem. We can get this fixed. I'm just going to get this fixed here, and then next episode we'll do the rest of our science out here. So that seems reasonably fine. We're going to have to start braking soon. But we'll get this fixed and tipped back up. But this is why we brought the EVA repair kits. I figured I would probably do something dumb like this. Excellent. Okay, so we're braking here. Cool. And in we come. So now we need to try to get this thing tipped up, which is going to be kind of exciting. But I think pretty doable. Whoa, okay. That went really well. We'll take it. And now, of course, we need to repair the photovoltaic panels. And that is why we brought these kits. And we'll just be more careful with this rover in the future. We'll repair that one. There we go. And we re-extend these solar panels. Is this one? This one might be bugged. It didn't actually visually extend. Reloading the game might fix that one. I don't know. We'll see. We do need to extend this antenna, and from here, we unbrake. And the idea is we rove on over there. But that is something that we can do next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods, and hopefully this photovoltaic panel will not be broken when we reload. But next episode, we'll do that, and we'll be a little bit more cautious going over to the other biome. Oh, hello. That got us some air. I mean, vacuum, technically. This steering doesn't seem to like to appear either. But we're going to decelerate a bit here. Yeah, we just need to be more careful with how we do this. Cool. Brakes on. And we can scan the green sandstone. Perfect. And we'll turn our lights on for good measure. We might as well have it illuminated to scan it, right? But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish up these 2 contracts. This should be transmitted, probably, although we may want to keep it and have this guy carry it back and deliver it. That might be the best way to do it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.